OK，Hello everyone。OK，今天呢我就会讲这个second subtopic of Chapter 7，就是 Photoelectric Effect。OK，so 这个 subtopic 呢会比较重要一点点，因为呢在 SPM 去年的 SPM 是有在 structure question 里面出过的。OK， 如果你们在 Chapter 5的时候有学过的 process of the thermionic emission， 还记得吗？ Thermionic emission 就是你 heat 那个 metal surface, okay, then the electrons is able to escape out from the surface of the metal, okay. However, for photoelectric effect, 它是 light illuminated by light, then at a certain frequency, then the electron is able to emit out from the metal. So both also is escaping the metal, the electrons from the metal surface. However, thermionic emission 是用 heat, photoelectric effect 是用 light illuminated by light at a certain frequency. OK, certain frequency 啦。OK, so 你看的那个左手边的那个 diagram 就是一个 setup, 一个 simple setup of how the photoelectric effect occur. OK, 它也是有 cathode 跟 anode. OK, 它的 cathode 是有点 curve 一点点的。OK, so 在这边呢，为什么要 curve？ 因为 it allows all the light to focus at the cathode there. OK, so the metal surface, okay, so the metal surface, which is the cathode, okay, yeah, okay, which is a cathode, is illuminated by the light. Then when the electrons gain enough energy from the light, so it's able to escape out through the process what we call as the photoelectric effect. So the electron that is escaped out is what we call as the photoelectrons. Okay, so 这个 photoelectrons what happen is that 它就会 move from cathode to anode, then 它就会 complete the circuit. Okay, complete the circuit. So when is a complete circuit, current is produced. OK, 这边呢我们不叫它叫做 current, 我们叫它叫做 photocurrent. Okay, so because of the presence of the photocurrent, when there is a flow of the photoelectrons, so Billy emitter will show reading. OK, 记得 photoelectric effect 是因为有 light, OK, illuminate on the metal surface, 就是这边是 cathode, then electrons is able to escape out from the what do you call from the metal surface as photoelectrons. Okay, so the flow of photoelectrons will produce photocurrent. Okay, so 这个就是一个Okay, now I will show you a video on the process of the photoelectric effect. Okay. So 你看这一个 illuminated by light 的那个就是 cathode, then 另外一边就是 anode. Okay, so it is a light source. Okay, 我们也学过了 light 是一个 visible, 是一个 wave. Okay, 就是说它会有 radiation. Okay. So metal surface, which is the cathode. Okay, cathode is made of metal. 而且这个整个是在 vacuum， 为什么呢？因为我们看到 vacuum electrons only able to move high vacuum. So 上面那个是 milliamp。 So the metal surface is illuminated by the light at a certain frequency. So photoelectric effect. So the electrons flow from cathode, okay, from cathode. So it forms a complete circuit, so the sensitivity emitter will show. OK，so 刚才的那个 video 就是关系到 photoelectric effect 的。OK， 这个 next video 也是关系到 photoelectric effect 的，只是它是用另外一种 experiment，OK，to show the process.
Einstein received a Nobel Prize, but he did not receive it for his work on special relativity and general relativity, for which he's the most famous. He received it for an effect called the photoelectric effect. And what this effect is a demonstration that light comes in packets. And so what I have here is a piece of zinc and a source of ultraviolet light. And I'm going to irradiate this zinc with this light. And the photons of ultraviolet light will penetrate this surface and kick electrons off of the surface. To show you that electrons are being kicked off the surface, we're first going to charge the surface negative using this ebonite rod and fur, and you'll be able to see the Braun electroscope needle move, indicating that the surface is charged negative. Then we'll irradiate it with this ultraviolet light, and you'll see the needle come back to zero again.
So the moving of the needle shows that
okay, let the needle stabilize just a little bit. Give it a little bit more charge. And then we're going to irradiate the surface with this ultraviolet light. So what you have to imagine was happening over these few seconds was that ultraviolet photons were hitting the surface. And when one ultraviolet photon hits the surface, as long as its energy exceeds the work function of the surface, that single photon will kick a single electron off the surface. And then as enough photons hit the surface, then enough electrons leave the surface and leave the surface neutral again. That's the photoelectric effect. Very important in technology. Photoelectric sensors are in the earth, sensing light produced by neutrinos from the sun in order to understand the structure of our sun and its history, the future of the earth. Photoelectric effect is used all the time in photography and other disciplines to capture light and indicate that you've had light hit a surface. That's photoelectric effect.
Okay, so from 这个 experiment 改呢，你看到那个 needle 在动着。OK， 当 is being charged 的时候，因为 because 那个是 full of electrons。However， 当它 irradiate with the UV ray 的时候 ，what happens is that photoelectric effect occurs. So the electrons, OK, gain enough, OK, energy or what we call as a work function, OK, to escape from the zinc metal surface. That's why 你就会看到的 needle in the end 就会转回去到中间那边。OK, so this is what we call as a photoelectric effect. Okay.
Einstein
So 这个是一个 experiment to determine the Planck's constant，OK，你们等一下可以在我的 slide 那边看到，OK，所以
Hello friends, and
basically 它的那个 experiment 是类似这样子的。OK，so 你有这个 milliammeter， 你有这个 LED，OK， 你有 battery 跟 potentiometer，OK， 还有 voltmeter。So 这边呢是 to determine，OK，LED 会有 different color， 因为 different color of light 有 different wavelength，OK，then 这边呢那个我们就有那个voltage is to test to capture the reading of the activation voltage。OK， 还有就是我们会 recalculate the wavelength into 1 over lambda。OK，so after that 我们就会用这一个 reading 来画出一个 graph。这 graph 你会看到一个是一个 straight line graph。OK，straight line graph which is increasing linearly。OK，the graph is between VA 就是 activation voltage and also what do we call as the 1 over V。OK，1 over V。OK，so from there 你可以看到讲说它是一个 straight line graph。OK，if let's say involve 到 VA， 你要怎样找它的 VA 呢？ VA activation voltage 其实就是 the total voltage，OK，produce，OK，when the electron is being escaped out from the metal surface。因为有 electron flow， 你就会有 activation voltage， 那个就是那个 voltage that is called as activation voltage。So can be determined by the V intercept。OK， 如果你的 graph 是 I against V， 如果是 VA against 1 over lambda 的话，你就可以找出那个 Planck's constant。OK，Planck's constant can be obtained using the gradient of the graph。OK，gradient of the graph 啊。OK，so 我们已经讲到想说 what is photoelectric effect？ 现在我们就要看 the characteristic of the photoelectric effect。OK，so photoelectric effect 我刚才有讲的 is the process of the metal surface is illuminated by light，OK，with certain frequency。OK，then it will allow the electron to escape out from it. So frequency will affect the photoelectric effect。OK，so 在这边我们可以看到 the higher the frequency，OK，the higher the kinetic energy of the photoelectron emitted from the metal surface。OK， 就是说你的那个 light 的 frequency 越高，它 provide the kinetic energy for the electrons to escape，OK， from the metal surface 就越高。OK，so 刚才我讲它一定要 certain frequency， 它才可以 escape out from the metal surface through the photoelectric effect。So 这个 minimum frequency 我们就叫它叫做 threshold frequency。OK，threshold frequency。For example， 一个 metal，OK， 它需要的那个frequency of the light for the photoelectron to escape out from the metal surface，maybe like 50 Hz。OK， 可是如果你的 light，OK，the frequency 是20 Hz 的话，这个 photoelectron is not able to escape out from the metal surface。OK， 因为你的 threshold frequency 是50 Hz。OK， 是50 Hz。Unless 你的另外一种 light，OK， 第二种 light， 它的那个 frequency 是50 Hz 的话这个 photoelectron 就 able to escape out from the metal surface already。所以那个50 Hz 就是我们的 minimum frequency， 也叫做 threshold frequency。OK， 它的 symbol 是 FO。OK，FO。OK，so the kinetic energy of the photoelectron does not depend on the intensity of the light。OK， 就是说 intensity 你的 light 是暗还是亮，不会 affect 到 the kinetic energy received by the photoelectron. The kinetic energy received by the photoelectron only affected by the frequency. Okay, by the frequency. Okay 而且 the emission of the electrons, okay, by the photoelectron, okay, is a photoelectric effect is happening instantaneously. 就是说它是 suddenly 会 happen 的 ，OK， 它会是很急速性的就会 happen 的。OK， as long as 你的 frequency，OK， of the light，OK， frequency of the light exceed the threshold frequency of the metal, then the electrons will come out already. 所以呢它是 instantaneous 的 ，OK 啊 ，OK so next slide OK， 那这个就是 what we call，OK， 这个就是 the difference between thermionic emission and photoelectric effect。因为 thermionic emission 呢，它一定要 reach 到 certain heat，OK， 它才能，因为 heat 是temperature increase 嘛，当你怎样讲 ，heat 是要 take some time 让它热起来的。OK， 所以呢，这个 thermionic emission 呢 ，it will take some time for the process to occur. However， 当你这个 light for photoelectric effect，as long as 它的 light，OK，that illuminate the metal surface exceed the threshold frequency of the metal， 它就会 the electrons is able to escape out already， 所以 that's why 是 instantaneously 的。OK， 看啊。So 今天这一个就是 what we call as the photoelectric effect 啦。So next subtopic 我们就会学一个 theory 叫做 photoelectric effect theory。OK， 这个就是 which is the one that is introduced by Albert Einstein。OK， 在这边我们在下一个 subtopic 会有一点点的 calculation。OK， 所以我们就在下一课见啦，拜。